Hello, welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. Here we are again. So 17 games in progress. My game versus Ian. I'm going to play knight d7 here and attempt to kick the bishop away. I wanted to take the queens off, but I think that's cowardice because you just put the white rook on the d line. So I don't think this is a crisis. Black's got moves like e6, bishop e7, f7 safe. Oh, he guesses them all. Okay, we know the rules, which is we wait and see. John Place has accepted the challenge, which I'm so happy about. John, I think you play the Scandinavian, but let's see what you got against c4. This is quite an important moment, isn't it, in this Grunfeld? They used to play bishop g4 here, but now I think they play b6 here. You can play queen c7. I'd rather not play that. Not playing knight e5. You see b6. I think I'm going to be a bit pretentious here and say b6 is the modern treatment. I don't think you can take twice on c5. I don't think that works. I think this is what the engines are all saying these days. So should we just but I don't really know the line, whereas I know the bishop g4 line. That's the old line. But I don't like I know the line where they sacrifice, Karpov used to sacrifice the bishop on. It goes like this, doesn't it? Bishop g4, f3, knight a5, and then Karpov used to sacrifice the bishop against Kasparov. Then they take. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I think we'll try the modern line, but Gareth, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm in deep water. b6. Yeah, this is going to be really against Gareth, this is absolutely ridiculous thing to do. Tom has done this. He really doesn't want me to play a Grunfeld, so I'm going to play a Grunfeld. Otherwise, he gets e4 in, right? I don't know. I mean, I make it up as I go along. This, bishop g2. This is Gary. Bishop g2. Nice, steady, solid game, which is just the sort of game that Gary probably doesn't want. Sorry, Gary. This, I don't know. This guy's really good, right? Knight d2. Knight d2. We play knight d2? No, I don't want to play knight d2. For reasons I'm not going to explain. I want to play b4. b4 is more my style. We're going to play in the spirit of the bayonet attack. I don't believe this a5 is a problem because I want to just play a3. Yeah, f5. Yeah, I don't worry about this. We're going to fight. We're going to play b4. I may be a tempo down on the bayonet, but I don't think I am. I think I'm just transposing into the bayonet. No, maybe it's a less good version of the bayonet because the knight's on e7, which allows a quick f5. So maybe I've got to think about. No, I think it's all right. I think it's a transposition into the bayonet because the knight went f60. The knight went f6 d7, didn't it? Yeah, so it's just a transposition. It's a transposition into a line of the bayonet, I think. I'm all right with this. I know this line quite well. This, okay, so I'm wondering if I can play d4 here. I don't think there'll be any lines in this. d4, so you can't take here, right? That's losing a lot. I don't believe that's correct. Could you take here? I don't think you can take here because I think then we take here, take there. That's not mate. Well, hang on. That's not that bad because you pick it up with the bishop. It wasn't that bad anyway. You could move to f1, but you know. I think we can play d4 here, can't we? Just develop. I wish I could think about it for longer, but I trust d4. I mean, look, worst comes to the worst here. Worst comes to the worst. If they do take there, you take here, takes there, check. Right? So I think d4 is all right, isn't it? d4. Okay. All right. Let's trust it. This, I think we've got to take the bishop, right? Got to take the bishop. I'm going to rush because I've got to take my daughter to Sainsbury's, which is a very important thing to do. Bishop g5. Bishop g5 probably here. I mean, I think Keith here has basically crossed me because I was trying to stop this knight g4 thing, but he played it a move earlier. Okay, but this is recognised stuff. I mean, I don't particularly like it for white, but I don't particularly dislike it either. I kind of know what's going on here. We hit the queen with tempo. This, we play rook b1. We're going to expand on the queen side. And I know what black's next move is, but I don't want to give it away. a5, that was black's next move. All right, well played. That was what I thought black's next move should be. How do you do this? You go games. You go playing. Okay, we've had that. Oh no, I don't know what I'm doing here. Liam Glenn. Okay, Liam's taken with the bishop, so we're in book here. So I take with the knight, which defends the knight on d4. For what it's worth, I think I'm in good shape here. I mean, we'll see. But I believe that black's doing okay here because you've got control of d4, which is what I talked about in the very beginning. And white's attack is not yet terrifying. I've not even castled into it yet. This is Nick. I wish I had longer to think about this, but I'm just going to play f5, aren't I? What is it? Oh, that's what the thing says, and it says I'm on the wrong end of the stats. But it's not that I'm trying to be aggressive, it's just that that's the logical move, because you want to play f5. You probably want to play... See, I want to play f4 there, but that might be really wrong. We'll look into that. But you just want to develop activity where you have activity. I'm not saying it's any great. I'm not saying I'm going to have a winning attack. I'm just saying it's a logical move. It's the logic, gaining space. Maybe the knight goes back to f6, you know. Maybe it's sort of strategic. But I suppose conflict is coming... Nick knew I was going to play that. Conflict is coming a step closer on that game. And talking of f5, we play f5. Same idea, gaining space, no big ideas of attack. Just, you know, it's got the rook behind the pawn. Bishop might go to f6. This. Don't we play rook b1? Rook b1. Could play knight f3. I think I prefer to play rook b1. Let's just keep it clear. Let's just keep it clear. Oh, so many program moves. So many people that know what they're talking about. Nigel has castled. So Nigel's eliminated this knight here rather than let it go to d4. So the big question is it e6 or knight f6? Ooh, I have not thought about this. Well, we know what the stats say, don't we? We don't actually know what the stats say. What do the stats say? The stats say pray. Knight f6. Queen e1. Castle into white's attack. Queen h4. Queen b6 and we're golden. But are we really golden? King h1. e6. Okay, well... Rook v1. f5. E takes f5. E takes f5. You know, I'm absolutely terrified by all of this. But it looks like black's not being immediately crushed, so I suppose knight f6 is less weakening. I'm going to have to wait and see on that one. I'm nervous. Nigel's a really good player. Look, he's got a really good grade. He's a really good player with a really good grade. Queen d7. What's happening here? Is someone castling long or something? No. Oh, we play f5, do we? No idea what that's all about. I think I'd rather castle and take my chances. Knight h6. Queen e1. f5. Again, who knows? Don't like all those holes in front of my king. Knight g5, queen d7, bishop d2. Ooh, take with the king. Okay, so the stats are good there, but that's not very positional. I'd rather not do it that way. I'd rather play in a more principled way. I mean, who would ever believe that knight f6... Okay, knight f6 is a correct move, okay? It might lead to some trouble, but it's a beautiful, harmonious and correct move. We're playing it. It's not, can't be all of them, is it? Mark. We've done Mark, haven't we? Is that all of them? It's been really quick, hasn't it? Ian, Mark, Nick. I'm losing track. I'm sorry if... The truth is, I'm not very good now at keeping track of it all. I've done as many as I could. I'm sorry if I've missed... I don't think I have missed any, have I? I don't think I have missed any. I don't think I have missed any. Let's have a look at the next one. Oh, I'll tell you what I have. This guy. I've accepted this guy for a match. He's Canadian. He's in the top 100 Horde players in the world. I played about 17 Horde games today. I love Horde. How does White ever win in Horde? Please, sir or miss, please tell us how White wins in Horde, because I don't get it. Maybe we can play Horde sometime, because it's absolutely fascinating, and I love it. Like, I'm so into it. Like, the key is, right, you've got to penetrate to the back, right, and start playing there. But I've no idea how White wins. Or, you know, in all the games I play, Black wins. Okay, so let's see how many people have joined the tournament. I think Gareth's joined. I think 12 people have joined the tournament. It's building. It's definitely building. Gareth joined. This guy, I know this guy from Pakistan. I've got to plug the computer and it'll go flat otherwise. Hang on. That'll be a disaster during the recording. Hang on, plug the computer in, plug the computer in. Okay, so there's 12 people. I think soon it'll start to get promoted within chess.com, so it may really take off. And my correspondence games here, look, I'm just playing in some tournament here. Very quickly. These are all quite new players, so I'm just playing solid and sensible. E4. It's all kind of E4, Scandinavian there. Go on, you take the pawn, don't you? Scandinavian. This, I mean, Italian game. Classical, right? Can't be wrong. Next. This is quite a hard one. It's a stronger player. I want to play bishop f4 here and e5. Look, black's not even developed. Look, I'll show you where it came from. Came from a Sicilian defence canal. I think this is a Wesley So move, pawn a4. I've seen him play it against Magnus Carlsen. Here, and then we take the bishop at some point, and then because I'll tell you what happens here. I'm just going to do this one variation, and then we're going to log off. If the queen takes, White's got this knight move, and you can't take with a pawn because it's check. Bit of a disaster, which is really nice. But my opponent did not play queen takes, played pawn takes, and now I don't know what to do. But I think bishop f4 or maybe f4, bishop f4 and e5 looks good. Yeah, this is really, really complicated, this one, isn't it? Okay, we're not going to get into all of this. It's just too much for us to cope with. This is complicated. This is normal. Italian. Okay, so the summary is lots of interesting games going. I'm going to take my daughter to Sainsbury's. It's a bit late. We're really enjoying the games. Let's go back to Lie Chess. We've got a new opponent. It's really cool. Let's see what he or she plays as White. I think there's a relatively low grading, but I think a lot better player than that, really. And Do any of these games really worry me? The game against Tom, I'm interested to see how the opening develops. The game against Nigel, I'm a bit worried about getting mated. And they're all balanced games, right? The game against Ian, I think there's a lot of pressure, may survive it. Looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.